What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot laddering. So this week we are playing a team that Smeargle sent in to us. I'm just going to read this directly from Discord here. It says, this team is heavy on staying alive, 3 Pinchberries and 2 of the bulkiest Pokemon in the format, with a lot of defensive EVs, and basically 1 Pokemon that just attacks from the start in Coco. The team resolves around positioning and bringing the right Pokemon, though it can be tricky, especially for beginning players. Garchomp is slower than average, but a lot bulkier. It takes a modest 252 Feeny Moonblast at around 74 to 87 percent, 49 to 56% from Timid 252 Togekiss Dazzling Gleam, ignoring a crit. 41 to 49% from Adamant 252 Grassy Glide Rillaboom, and when Dynamaxed, 49 to 58% from Adamant 252 Metagross Ice Punch. After Swords Dance, it can KO a lot of the metagame. It has good synergy with Celesteela and Mandibuzz. Coco is the only fully offensive Pokemon on the team able to handle the water types that most of the team struggled to break through reliably, having Volt Switch for fast pivoting, and Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt for reliable stab damage. Celesteela is the wall of the team, has 4 matchups against Regieleki, Incineroar, Rotom H, but otherwise is reliable at setting up Leech Seed and stalling turns, slowly draining the opponent's HP. Standard specially built bulky set, no specific calcs. Mandibuzz was the odd pick of the team. It's seen almost no usage, yet has been impressive results from my latter runs. Avoid Life Orb Glastrier, immune to Amungus's Spore and Rage Powder, and takes no chip from weather thanks to Overcoat. Tailwind for speed control, Snarl and Foul Play for reliable annoyance, and Roost is a win con. Incineroar is Incineroar, no switch-out moves, rather placing importance on making physical attackers unable to really damage through Intimidate and Will-O-Wisp. Standard, specially bulky set. Snorlax is the most prominent Trick Room answer, deals with Glastrier as well as maxing for speed control and max strike, and can boost both defenses. Double Edge deals a surprising amount of damage to unresisted opponents. So, simply put, this team is extremely bulky. We're going to try to pivot as well as we possibly can and set up in a position where we can just take over the game eventually. So, I'm excited to try this out. If you didn't check out the Littleroot Showdown that went up on Sunday, I highly recommend it. Carl played this team and ended up beating me with it, so it is now officially the team of the week. So that's going to be the formula that we use going forward. That's not what I meant to do. And I'm excited to actually get in and play some games with this to see how it does. So let's see what we can do. I believe, yeah, we got pulled into an Ultra Ball with the last team. So let's see. We want this one. This is the team we want. So let's see what we can do. I am thoroughly excited to play this team. So it is when Smeargle posted this, Carl just replied, "Lol, this isn't a team Carter likes." And in reality, I really like this team a lot, and I'm excited to play with it. So let's see. We got Grimmsnarl, Feeny, Marowak, P2, Landorus, and Kartana. I really like Incineroar, seeing how they have 3 physical attackers. Granted, one of them is immune to Will-O-Wisp, and then one is immune thanks to Misty Terrain from Feeny. I think Coco is really important to bring here so that we can actually deal with Feeny. So that, what do we really want to threaten our opponent with? I think Mandibuzz actually looks pretty decent here. We can snarl the P2 and the Feeny and just really shut the damage down on them. And they really don't have like good presence to deal physical damage to it. Like they have Incin to be able to hit it super effectively, but past that, it doesn't do a lot. So I like Mandibuzz, I like Incin, I like Coco a lot. The question is who is our Dynamax target? Do we just bring Snorlax here? I think I like Snorlax a lot, especially if they do try to set up a Trick Room. And if they bring a Lolo Whack, then we have a switch in for Max Phantasm. I like this a lot. So it is going to be a Lola Whack and Grimmsnarl on the lead here. We're going to get that Intimidate off into our opponent. That's really good for us. Good foul play. Could switch into Snorlax here. I think the play I like is going for a foul play into the Alola Whack and taunting the Grimmsnarl. They're going to withdraw the Marowak. I'm pretty okay with this. Going to bring in Kartana. Well, foul play is going to do a ton to that. Their Ensign is actually... Well, we don't know it's faster. We didn't go for Fake Out. Foul play does half to Kartana, so now they really don't want to Dynamax that. So we can just go for another foul play into it, and we can pivot out Ensign into... I kind of like going into Coco here. Coco actually gets to put on a little bit of pressure against this Grimmsnarl. They don't want to Dynamax this Kartana. It's taken way too much damage already. This is Sacred Sword into Coco. Takes that like a champ. This is a foul play to pick up the KO on the Kartana. You know, our standard support Mandibuzz set here, picking up KOs. There's a Spirit Break into Coco as well. Doesn't like that one particularly, but it's alright. We can Volt Switch out and get an Intimidate off into whatever they bring in. This could be a Lola Whack. It's actually going to be Landorus. Okay. Well, I really like pivoting out Coco into Ensign, but I don't want to Volt Switch because if it is Lightning Rod on the... If it is Lightning Rod on a Lola Whack, then we don't get our switch. I'm just going to foul play this Landorus. And we'll switch into Ensign. I'm going to get our Intimidate off into the Landorus, which is really important here. Preserving the Ensign as much as possible for this end game is going to be really important, just so we can get as many... Oh, they're gonna Swords Dance in front of my foul play Mandibuzz? Okay. Thank you. So we can go for that. We can Fake Out into the Grimmsnarl. They could Quake my Ensign, which would not be great, seeing how they are at +1. But I don't think they want to Dynamax here. They've taken way too much. I mean, they're going to Dynamax it, but foul play might be enough to pick up the KO here. I think going for Tailwind this last turn might have also been appropriate, because then we could foul play plus Will-O-Wisp this following turn on the Landorus. I wonder if this is Rockfall into Mandibuzz. We're going to get the Fake Out off. Going to do, some damage. Airstream. Mandibuzz takes that. So sure, now you got a speed boost on your Landorus, but you might be losing your Landorus this turn. Plus, he just put us in berry range, so like, Mandibuzz is like, okay, thanks. Nice crit. Crit through the reflect too, so... So I mean, like, Mandibuzz has just single-handedly bodied our opponent here. And now I'm going to pivot out Mandibuzz into Snorlax. And we can pivot Ensign into Koko. I'm fine losing Koko here if they do target down that slot. So the question is, what does our opponent go for? There's a Spirit Break into Snorlax, who does approximately no damage. Oh no, they dropped my special attack. That's really bad for us. Yep, Koko's going to go down to the Bone Meringue, but I'm okay with that as well. Because now I get to bring back out Ensign. Get the Intimidate off. And then if they go for Bone Meringue into the Ensign slot, I can just pivot back out into Mandibuzz to prevent that. And I'm going to Steel Spike the Grimmsnarl, start getting it taken care of. And yeah, we will cycle back out into Mandibuzz here. Just want to prevent it from doing as much damage as we possibly can here. I don't want to max strike until we're down to 1 Mon, until they're down to 1 Mon, because they could have Ally Switch on Alolan. And I would like to not get played if that's completely possible. Going for Steel Spike here is pretty great in this endgame because we're just going to be able to just get extra attack, extra defense boost against the Alolan as well. So I'm pretty okay with everything going on here. Flare Blitz, no burn. No burn. Okay. So they are Lightning Rod, which is good to note. It's weird seeing just regular Dynamax Snorlax here. I don't think I've ever actually seen that. Every time I've played against Snorlax, it's always been the G-Max form. So now we will Steel Spike into the Grimmsnarl again. We'll pivot Mandibuzz back out into Incineroar. Opponent concurs that this game is over. So, yeah, I think we got to showcase what we really wanted to do with this team. I think the big thing that they didn't accomplish was, like, they didn't bring any special attackers. So, as a result, Ensign just completely bodied them in the entire time. Not quite enough to get us to Master Ball. One more will be, though. So I'm pretty okay with that. So let's see. Blastoise, Clef, Kartana, Urshifu, Eliki, Landorus. Man, Koko Ensign kind of looks pretty great up front. I really like Ensign in this game just because they do have Urshifu and Kartana and Landorus, so like being able to intimidate them as much as possible is great. I think Koko Ensign is probably the lead here. I don't particularly care for Garchomp in this matchup. Like, I mean, it lines up well against Eliki, but could also be Sucker Punch on the Urshifu. Yeah, it's Rock Slide EQ. No Wormwind, so we're not going to be able to get stat drops on their physical attackers that way either. I think Snorlax is pretty great here. And I think I want to bring Celesteela. If we can deal with the Eliki early, then Celesteela pretty much just bodies them in this end game. This might be a game where, depending on their lead, we max Coco on 1 to deal with Blastoise. Like, if they lead Clef Blastoise, then we can fake out Clef plus Lightning the Blastoise to just completely remove it from the game. And it is going to be Blastoise Clef. Okay. Feeling pretty alright about this one. Gonna get that Intimidate off into the Blastoise, which could be useful. So I know we've talked about how this team wants to pivot appropriately, but I think this is definitely one of those times where maxing on turn 1 is appropriate. They also could just not want to stay in here. I think going for the Volt Switch into Blastoise is fine, and going for the Will-O-Wisp into Clef. I could see them switching Blastoise out and protecting Clef in this case. So I think preserving our max is actually correct here. Like, our team just plays so well from, like, parity that I think that, like, preserving our Dynamax is almost always correct with this team. Like, the more I look at this and the more I want this to be the way this is going, I think it's just appropriate to play it this way. Alright, so opponent protects. We get the fake out off into Hmm. I think we just Thunderbolt the Clef. And go into Snorlax here. Being able to remove this Clefairy so that we can actually target down the Blastoise, I think, is going to be ideal. And on top of that, I think Snorlax is most likely to be able to take a hit from this thing. And I really need to preserve Ensign for this end game. In the event they do have, like, Kartana, Urshifu, Landorus in the back here. If there's a follow me, the question is how much does this Thunderbolt do? It is Life Orb boosted. It is Stab. It is in terrain. It does okay damage. So the question is this Cannonade into Coco to remove it, or is it into Ensign to remove it? It's into the Ensign slot. Okay. Okay. I feel alright about this. So I think I actually like maxing Snorlax here, even though we've taken a ton of damage. I like going for a Volt Switch into the Clef, and then going for a Quake into the Blastoise. We get punished if they protect Clefairy this turn. Which I could see. It might have been correct to... I think it's actually always correct to ignore the Clef and target down the Blastoise, because if they do just follow me, then they take the hit anyway. Whereas if they protect here, then our Coco is going to go down to a Cannonade into that slot. Yep, there's the follow me. So Clef should go down this turn. Okay. So now this Blastoise is going to take a a Quake without Friend Guard up. So I feel alright about that. We'll go on to Celesteela here. Is going to really appreciate this Quake. There's the Cannonade, presumably into Celesteela. Yep. Which does not really care for that. We don't do a ton of Blastoise, but we get the special defense boost, and that's really what we wanted here. Lefty's recovery. And put us at not a great HP value. But we also have a special defense boost, so we should be able to take one more. Question is, what do they bring in here? Because depending on what it is, we can either Steel Spike or we can Fire Punch. Fire Punch would actually be pretty okay, especially if it is like Kartana coming in. I think regardless of what comes in, I'm going to stay in with Celesteela. I don't think there's anything that they could bring in that would make me want to switch out here. It's going to be Eliki. Oh, you know I say that and then they bring out Regieleki. So we'll go ahead and protect here. I kind of want to Quake. Kind of want to Flare. Their Dynamax is over after this turn, so let's... I think this is baiting me into Quaking the Eliki slot so they switch to Landorus. So I think my play is I'm actually just going to strike the Eliki. This is going to lower the Blastoise's speed, so then Celesteela should outspeed it this following turn. If they stay in with Eliki, then it's going to go down. They are going to stay in. Okay. There's a Thunderbolt into the Protect. There's a Cannonade into... probably Celesteela, right? No, it's going to be into Snorlax, who actually takes that pretty okay, too. Max Strike is going to remove the Eliki. Going to lower the Blastoise's speed. $75 down to $42, up to $54. Okay. 54 with one special defense boost is not terrible. Especially if we can get a Leech Seed off. We have to worry about whatever is coming in here. It's going to be Urshifu. Single Strike Urshifu. I'm going to Leech Seed this Blastoise. And I'm going to Max Strike the Urshifu. There's a non-zero chance that this Urshifu is Sash. I think Celesteela goes down here regardless because the Urshifu is going to outspeed us. If we protect, we still go down. No, they're just going to CC into my Snorlax, which is enough to take it out. Okay. Does Celesteela outspeed their Blastoise? We do. So we get the Leech Seed off. We have Blizzard. Do we take that? Oh, we take that all day. Unfortunately, we go down to Cannonade damage, so we're not going to get to recover off of Leech Seed this turn. I think that means this is an L. Oh, wait, we still have Coco. I thought Coco went down. Oh, okay. I mean, they detect with the Urshifu this turn, right? They could double protect here. I think our play... I'm going to fake out the Urshifu. No. I'm going to fake out the Blastoise. And we'll go for Dazzling Gleam. Yep, there's a Protect on Urshifu. Opponent, you should always play Detect there. Okay, so there's a fake out into Stoice. There's the D-Gleam. Does alright damage, all things considered. Get the Leech Seed recovery. I think we Flare Blitz the Urshifu. And we Thunderbolt the Blastoise. We've seen Protect, we've seen Blizzard, we've seen some Water move from the Blastoise. The way they played this last turn makes me think that it's Water Spout. Urshifu's at -1 defense, -1 special defense, -1 attack. Coco picks up the KO on Blastoise. Wicked Blow, I'm assuming this is into Coco, which does go down. It might have been correct to Dazzling Gleam this turn. Like Dazzling Gleam plus Flare Blitz into the Urshifu. Because I think Instant actually goes down to a close combat. Maybe? They're at -1. Like, we just click the damaging move here. We make them to have it. Do we live a close combat? Insane, you are absolutely insane. You are insane, dude. Holy cow. Now Flare Blitz picks up the KO, and we don't even go down to Flare Blitz recoil. Holy cow. Holy cow, that was very intense. Well, that should be Master Ball. I would love to continue playing. Look at that. Top 1,000. I think that's literally the first time in my life that I'm in top 1,000. Man, 7-1 to get into Master Ball is pretty fantastic. Alright, so we got Hard Trick Room here. Indeedee Hat, Glastrier, Torkoal, Lilligant, and P2 to round it out. I really like Ensign. I like Mandibuzz. I like Celesteela. I like Snorlax. Celesteela doesn't look great because they do have Torkoal, so maybe we want Garchomp instead. But then we leave ourselves pretty weak to Glastrier because we have Mandibuzz Garchomp. So I think it has to be Celesteela. I think this is Ensign Mandibuzz up front, Celesteela, Snorlax in the back. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We can go for a Taunt plus Snarl on 1. Depending on their lead. I'm assuming this is going to be Indeedee Hat or Indeedee P2. And there's Indeedee Hat. Okay. Okay. So they're going to have Trick Room go up, but I'm actually kind of okay with this. So we'll go for the taunt into Hatterene. We will go for the Snarl. I'm just going to try to shut down their offensive power here. We're going to get the Snarl off. Going to lower that special attack of both of their Mons. They didn't have Psychic Seed go up, and they weren't Colbert Berry, so I'm assuming that means this is Sash. This is Taunt into Indeedee. Now you have to attack. Probably going to just switch out the Indeedee this next turn, to be 100% honest. And based on our team, I think they're going to bring in Glastrier, so I think my play is I'm going to Will-O-Wisp that slot. I'm going to switch the Mandibuzz out into Snorlax. They're also at -1 on the Hatterene, so I don't think they actually really want to Dynamax it either. And if they do, I think this is our best play. Yep, there's the Indeedee going out. There's the horse. Cool. Exactly what we wanted to see. There's the D-Gleam. They are Life Orb. So are you Lum? You are not Lum. That's exceptionally good for us. So now they definitely don't want to Dynamax their horse. So I think our play now is to go into Celesteela and Steel Spike the Hatterene. Their only good switch into that slot would be, we know they have Indeedee. They could switch into Torkoal, which is fine because then we still get our defense boost. Are they still going to max their horse? Or are they maxing Indeedee here? They're going to max their burnt horse. Interesting. Oh, we're thick, fat Snorlax. So, and this is Hailstorm into Snorlax. We take that all day. We're also Assault Vest Snorlax, so we take any hit from this Hatterene all day. There's the D-Gleam. Does approximately no damage. There's the Knuckle. And the Celesteela, which again does approximately no damage. They're going to get their attack boost, but we can just pivot back out into Ensign next turn and drop their attack. Plus we're going to get a Steel Spike off here, so that should be a KO onto Hatterene. And now we're at +1 defense, so like, do I really care about them getting attack boosts here? I think the answer is no. There's our lefties. Do you bring Torkoal out here? I think if you have it, you bring it out. But like, Snorlax doesn't care about Torkoal. Snorlax only cares about Torkoal if they have, like, that's Indeedee? No, that is Torkoal. Okay. So we can protect plus Quake. Actually, we could protect plus Max Flare their horse. I'm really tempted by that. There's no chance they guard here, right? No max guard coming out from the horse. There's the Eruption. This shouldn't do too much to Snorlax. No burn. There's the Max Knuckle, which again does literally nothing. Sure, nice attack boost. Here's mine. That actually did less than I anticipated. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is how we get punished. Because now they have a +4 horse. I think we have to let Celesteela go down here. I think the only correct play... So I don't think I need Celesteela in this endgame. I think Snorlax is enough. I think I just have to let Celesteela go down. So we'll go for a Protect. If we get it, awesome. And then I'm going to Quake their Torkoal here. We get the double. Yeah, I think targeting down the horse was incorrect there. I should have just Quaked into the Torkoal. Because now how much does this Knuckle do to Snorlax? Still not very much, all things considered. So, like, sure, you have a +5 horse, but you're also burnt. That also didn't do a ton. But now we have a Celesteela who gets a special defense boost. We have a defense boost on both of our Mons. We get Leftovers Recovery. Both of our Dynamaxes are over. Trick Room is over. Okay. I mean, that kind of timed perfectly because now we have the fastest Mons on the field. So, primary goal number 1 is to remove this horse. So, Flamethrower there. And I think... could Bulldoze. I don't think that does anything. I think... I actually like Bulldoze here. Plays around, Protect on the horse. Okay, no Protects from our opponent. Okay, well that was scary for no reason. That was scary for no reason. Now we get a special defense boost on Celesteela, so now we're +2. Now Torkoal is just going to go for Heat Wave. But this shouldn't do a ton now. I mean, it does more than I want it to, but it doesn't do a ton. Okay, I think we've got this game locked up too. Because, mind you, we still have 2 more Mons in the back too. Like, sure, bring out your Indeedee. It's not really going to do anything here for you. I have a +2 Celesteela, a +1 Snorlax with Assault Vest. I can... We'll Leech Seed the Indeedee. We'll go for another Bulldoze. Yeah, there's the Follow Me. We connect the Leech Seed. So Celesteela goes down here. We're still pretty inevitable. Gonna drop their speed on both of their Mons. So now Celesteela should be back to being the fastest thing on the field. Which is just crazy to even think. Celesteela holds on. And between Lefties and Leech Seed, we get a ton of recovery here. So now we can protect Celesteela this turn and go for another Bulldoze. This will take out the Torkoal. Yeah, this will take out the Torkoal. Celesteela, like, because we get recovery, like, we just have inevitability in that endgame. Ignoring the fact that it was going to be a 4v1 versus an Indeedee. Like, there's no way for our opponent to come back from that. So, after misplaying and getting the weakness policy off on the Glastrier, end of the day, we didn't get punished for it, so they did have Mystical Fire on their Indeedee as well. On their Headering. Not really surprised seeing how they also have Torkoal here. 4 attacks, Charcoal, Torkoal. And Celesteela took those hits like no big deal. Let's see just where we are at now on the ladder. See if that pulls us to top 500 or not. Probably not, right? Super close. So that is going to be it for today, everyone. I'm going to throw this rental code up one more time. Make sure you pick it up while it's available, and go torture some people with this team. It's cool. I'm really enjoying our games with it so far. So that's going to be it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stick around for some more Littleroot laddering later in the week with this team. So have a good one. Peace.